Hello and welcome to episode 18 of Designer Speak. I'm your host Christopher Scott, and today I'm joined by Nicolas Camacho and Mario from Dead Rabbit Productions. Guys, did you know that 18 is my lucky number? No, so this episode is going to be awesome. No, probably not. But the theme or the topic of this episode is design and human progress. So Nicolas, what is your thoughts on this topic?
Design, basically, has always been the way for humanity to change their own mindset, their own perspectives about the world. Think about the pyramids. Think about the great geometrical structures made through history.
Such as the wheel, for example.
The wheel,
Awesome.
and many different geometrical forms I told you, have always help humans to become different than the way they were before. This is the principle they have from, I think, Silva. He says that every geometrical, everything that we design, every geometrical design we make, creates a feedback loop into our minds. Somehow we design the tools, then the tools design us.
Mm-hmm.
This is called the ontological design. Well, why is this important? Because no matter what we do, we're always designing our brains, our minds. For example, you design a house, you design a museum. It will change the way that people think when they enter to that place.
Of course, because if you think of, in general, the design of houses like hundreds of years ago, and now like they've completely changed. So like what you said,
how important is architecture?
Yeah, so important. And I think there's an amazing connection between architecture and design actually. That a lot of people don't know this, but before I wanted to be a designer, I wanted to be an architect. But the problem of being an architect, you need to study for 8 years.
Correct. So this is really important to understand that the things that we do in our lives, like for example, the art we create or the forms that we shape, and everything is recreating our subjectivity, our world, our perceptions about the world. Like for example, what Mario said in this chapter, that even the way when you look at things is changing your mindset,
Of course.
your perceptions, and I think that this is the way of re-engineering our brains, re-engineering our society by designing our space, by designing, actually making like our art, and designing our patterns of living, that are human habits. This is actually then the responsibility toward knowing what we're going to do and how we're going to perform it.
That's the thing. It's interesting because in design and human process, for me, like a lot of people don't see certain objects as design. For example, like I said earlier, like the wheel, and the general public don't see that as design, but it is 100% design. Because you need to think of the forms and the shapes and how that functions towards a moving car to go forward and all these things, and how that, and the wheel I think is the perfect example, because what is it doing? It's moving forward, and design helps humans move forward in a direction. Then you have things like in bad terms of design, like war and nuclear weapons, and that puts design and human progress into reverse, because it reverses the progress of humanity. But in terms of like good, awesome design, whenever design is done in the right way, it 100% it helps society move forward and develop and be better and stuff like that. It's like an evolution. That's what design is. It's like always part of your life, and like what Mario is perfect. Whatever Mario said in the last episode is that as designers, you need to be always aware of what's around you and the forms and the shapes, and then that will inspire your work to. For example, design is about how it interacts with humans. And not, it doesn't matter if you're a graphic designer, if you're a production designer, if you're a 3D designer or whatever you are, the best design interacts with the people. And that's maybe a difference between art and design, but then that's another topic that we're going to talk about later. But Mario, for you, what is the relationship, or what do you think of the design and human progress?
Well, human progress is an important topic to talk about because the humans develop for have a better life.
Yeah, that's true.
Design is about ideas, and the ideas move the world. The ideas change the world.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you have an idea and you don't know how to compose it, you cannot change a group of people. For example, I think I don't like the dogs in the street. I have to do something. I can to create something, make an idea with a good composition, with a good I don't know,
Like solution
like
to
a solution for the people, and the people is going to say, "Wow, you are right. We're going to change," and that's the way you move the world, and that's it. The ideas move the people and move the world. That's why we have cell phones, because that was an idea. Cameras, technology, computers. All that stuff is ideas. Some guy has an idea and said, "I'm going to make the light," and now we have light in our homes. We have electricity.
Who's the guy that made the electricity and the light?
Who discovered electricity? Frankly, and
Uh,
Thomas Alva Edison designed the light bulb.
That is an
But- Okay, he didn't make.
yeah, but he discovered it. But in a sense, Nicholas, maybe they are designers. They are designers.
Obviously, they are.
There's just one thing about design that I wanted to tell you is that everything that you do is something like design. For example, if you create an essay, it will change your perception of the world. It will change your ideas. It will change the different outcomes of all the ideas that you will have. Or for example, if you go out for a swim, you are designing your life because you're going to feel better and more energized, happier. Or for example, if you take a trip, let's say to Europe, to the United States, or to another country in South America, you are totally going to change your life. You are designing your own existence. It will affect your mindset. It will affect your composition of your brain, and you will never be the same person.
And that's the thing, like, and you said it perfect. Like those small things, those small decisions can ultimately design your life in a new way.
Exactly. For example, I believe that art and design is choosing responsibly that you
we're going to talk
really-
about that another episode, but yeah, go on.
that you are taking the charge of the science of creating your own life, or taking your own path. And for example,
you
when
do
say-
design your work. You do design your life.
For example, what Mario said is totally right. When you have an idea of changing society, you create a new institution, you create a new building, you create a new reform, a new constitution, a new form of laws to govern society, and that is design. It actually is changing the people, it's changing the way the society works, and will it be progress? Maybe not. Maybe it will be a lot of progress.
You never know. You never know.
Exactly. For example, there are certain laws like, say, racial laws that have always made humans to be worse, but other laws like the human rights principles have made humans more humans, made humans a better kind of being that we have not reached yet.
To have
But
a
we will.
developed thought. I think people develop his thought with Damos experience. I live something in my life and it can change my life or
Other people's lives.
and other people cannot develop that way or people don't see that way. Probably there's a interesting topic in we can talk about in the future the design in the society. For example, one society, well, for example, the country have another thought than another country or another continent. People develop about what he has lived.
Those are the characteristics of their design.
Yes.
So for example, it is known that different weather makes people design differently their societies and their cities and stuff. Because like in cold weather they're gonna have different design that here, for example, in Ecuador there's a tropical. No, it's a torrid weather, correct? So we have different design from European countries and stuff like that. And therefore we think different. So it's important to understand that design, architecture, and all human expressions are always changing and manufacturing humans.
That's an interesting point actually, because when you relate weather with design, it's maybe like a strange thing to talk about, but what you said is 100% right, Nicolas. Like in Ecuador and Latin America, the designers are more expressive with their colours and they use lots of colours in their work and their designs. But then if you go to like Europe and the North America, they're like more restricted and they may use more like, especially in Europe, they use more like cold colours, and that's maybe related to the weather and that environment that they're living in. But I think, yeah, we'll end it there, guys. Thank you very much to Nicolas, and thank you very much to Mario for joining me here today. I think that design and human progress is a very, very nice and very interesting topic, because there's a very, very, obviously, design and humanity have a great connection towards each other. And you need to understand, guys, that design is one of the most important careers that you can be involved in, because you can make something that helps improve humanity. So again, thank you very much for joining me here today. Please like our Facebook page and our YouTube page, and subscribe on our YouTube page, and you get Designer Speak sent to you every day or every week whenever we get a chance to upload it. And view our website also, where all the information, all those good stuff. So yeah, we are Designer Speak, and we'll see you again very soon.